it's me, Heather, with Party in the Sky, and we are on top of our big blue water slide right now. As you can see, we are above the house here. This is how tall our water slide is. And what we're doing right now is we are about to clean it so we can go out for rent. So real quick, I just wanted to do a quick video on a little bit of our process. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, I already came up and sprayed everything down. I sprayed all of the dirt off. And then so now the next step is to actually clean and disinfect it. So what I have here is my clean soft bristle brush. I'm not sure about like using name brands for cleaning products, but so I have some disinfectants and antibacterial products here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply my soap solution, and I'm going to use this brush to basically go top to bottom. So when you're cleaning a big slide, you want to start at the top. You definitely always want to clean your mesh netting too, because if you've ever been to a bounce house party or anything like that, you know that kids love to touch those. They like to come to this side and say, "Mom, look at me." So basically anything, anywhere someone can touch, you want to make sure that you are cleaning and disinfecting, because you don't want to have germs, especially with the pandemic going on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply my soap solution. I'm going to scrub everything up, and it's going to be all foamy and bubbly. And then we're going to let the soap sit on for a few moments so it has time to kill the germs. Then I'm going to go ahead and rinse that down, and then after that I also have a disinfectant solution that I use. And it's the same process. I just put it on everything. I scrub everything down with the disinfectant solution. I let it sit on for about 10 minutes or so, and then I go ahead and rinse that off as well. Then we let everything dry. We take all of these pieces off here. Everything here, we take them off individually, and we clean them individually. We also clean underneath. Even though people do not touch the underneath of these, we typically just like to do it to make sure that there's nothing growing at all, right? You don't want to cut corners if you have an inflatable company, especially when you're dealing with kids. Please, if you do have a bounce house company, or you're thinking of starting a bounce house company, you're wanting to learn how to clean the units, these pieces come off. It's just a Velcro here. And then this also comes off, the stairs. The slide piece also comes off, okay? So you take all of this stuff off and you clean these pieces individually, and then you also clean what's underneath, and then you know, rinse everything, let it dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this real quick so I can get my soap solution on. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all scrubbed up here in a moment, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are soaped up right now at the top part here. I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like. A quick tip, real quick, if you do have an inflatable company, or you're trying to start an inflatable company, always do these mesh nettings and scrub them in the top part too, because I don't care, no matter how good you are, if you're cleaning your units outside, bugs always get trapped up in there. Even at customers' houses. So I always scrub these down, so there's not like bugs caught up in there. So yeah, my husband's working on the opposite end down there. It's also very important too, to me, I always want to scrub everything, anywhere somebody can touch. So even these stairs, you want to get into each stair really good with the brush, and also the handles, right? Because you know that they're going to touch the handles. So the handles, and then also these side walls here, you always want to go ahead and scrub them down so it's killing any germs that are on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these pieces that I told you about, and I'm going to send them down to my husband, and he's going to go ahead and clean them individually on the back side, and I'm going to go ahead and clean the underneath side, rinse it down, and then the next thing that we do is our, again, disinfectant solution, which we scrub it down the same way. It's just not as soapy looking. It doesn't have as many bubbles. But we have to let that sit. We have to let this sit. This is an antibacterial soap solution, so we let this sit for about 10 minutes before we rinse it down. And then we go ahead and do the same thing with the disinfectant solution that we use. We go ahead and let that sit for 10 minutes just to be extra sure so it's not collecting any bacteria or germs. Then we go ahead and rinse that down. Then we dry it, And once it's dry, you know, we come back through here with the wipes, the disinfectant wipes. And we just go ahead, we put all the pieces back together and we wipe everything down with the wipes just as an added precaution, you know, just to make sure that there's not a bunch of germs or anything like that lingering. Because we just, again, with the pandemic, you just don't want to cut corners. You just want to make extra sure, you know. So that's that part for now. And I guess I will come back on and show you what everything looks like when it is all done. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Okay, real quick, you guys, I just sprayed down all of our soap solution, and I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like underneath when you pull those pieces off, which you want to scrub these too, because now these bubbles are normal. This is not soap. These are air bubbles coming from the air and the threads, but you always want to make sure you scrub in between here, and I always like to scrub the Velcro pieces, because if you don't take these pieces off and clean underneath here, and you just let it dry on top of there, your water slide will start to get like a weird smell, right? Like that smell of water drying in there, and it kind of has like a almost musty smell. So to me, I always take this off every single rental. I don't care if it was not dirty looking at all. We always do this every rental just to make sure, because you don't want water drying under here because of that piece that's on top. So I always take it off. I clean in between and scrub in between all of these little flaps, because you don't want to get mildew growing in there. Another thing too is these little corners too, because they kind of fold up. You always want to scrub in between the little corners too, because the same thing, you don't want to let water dry in there without it properly drying, because it'll collect mildew. So I pulled those off, and then now I'm about to do our disinfectant solution, which I'm not going to really video, because you really can't tell. It just looks like a little bit soapy, but not like how the other one with the soap solution. I'm going to let that sit on here for about 10 minutes too, and then I'm going to rinse that down, and then we're going to dry it, and then we will put it back together, and then the slide is all done and ready for rent. So I just wanted to make this video real quick, a little bit about our process. It does normally take us about an hour or so just to clean it and disinfect it, and then the drying process, and then, you know, we go back through and wipe everything down. So I'd say total time, really, because we like to use the sun as a natural dryer as well. We also use a blower to blow all this excess, these puddles of water off, but then we like to let the sun do a lot of the work too. So I'd say total time to clean one of these slides is probably about 2 hours, really. And then you have to, you know, let it down, get all the air out, fold it, roll it away, and put it away. So it is a process, and we have to do this every single time it's rented. And the reason being is because you don't want to leave germs, you don't want to have weird smells, you don't want it to look dirty when you deliver it. Stuff like that. So it's very important that after every rental, even if it looks clean, you guys, even if it looks clean, it's very important that you clean it and disinfect it every single time, because even if it looks clean, you have to think children did take their hands and touch on this stuff. And, you know, as we know, children do have germs, and they contract and carry germs. So you just want to make sure that you're not giving one family's germs to another. That's all. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and do our disinfectant solution and then dry it down and then put it away. So if you are wanting to open a bounce house company and you're thinking about it, it is a lot of work. And you know, bounce house companies, the prices are high for a reason, because there's a lot more behind the scenes than you guys probably think. It is a lot of physical work. It's not just going somewhere and blowing it up. That's the easy part. It's the taking it down when it's soaking wet that makes it about 100 pounds heavier than when you delivered it. And it's about the physical labor and time it takes to clean it and dry it properly and put it away. So if you're renting from a bounce house company and you think, wow, these prices are so high, there's reasons for that, I promise you, because our time and energy and labor costs money as well. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful for you, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.